Parkour Reborn is a game where your own skill matters the most. The only way for you to improve is by knowing the mechanics in and out and the map like the back of your hand. Therefore, the most helpful gear you can get for your loadout are augment gears, which let you do an extra move at the click of a button. Think of the yank grappler that pulls you with tremendous force to anywhere you aim, letting you course correct mid-air and pull off crazy gaps. Or the launch rail that lets you gain instant speed that's aimable in a 90-degree radius, alongside a bounce that can be used to save yourself while falling, or launch yourself to hell and back. Looking at these two, it's safe to say that the best gear you can add to your kit is one that allows you to redirect yourself to where you want to go for optimal traversal of the city. That's why augment gears like yank and launch are without a doubt the best type of gears for not only going anywhere you want, but also doing it quickly. What the fuck is that thing? Let's talk about base Magrail. Magrail and its upgrades are the most recent augment gears added to Parkour Reborn. Remember all that redirect ability I was talking about in the intro? Yeah, Magrail doesn't get any of that. That's why most people's first experience with Magrail is negative. They craft the shiny new gear, try to figure out how to use it, then launch straight off the wall into the streets and die. Then they upgrade it to launch 1 or 2 and never touch base Magrail again, since all they remember from using it is miserable failure. It only makes sense, to be fair. The jumping away from walls and mag bounce from launch just adds so much versatility to your movement, which is in stark contrast to base mag, where you can only send yourself straight forward and nothing else. And the angle it sends you at is just difficult to use in most cases, since you have to be above where you want to go. And most walls aren't designed for optimal usage with base mag. And why would they be? So what you end up doing is launching yourself into the abyss over and over while trying to figure out how you can even use this thing effectively. And you end up wondering if this thing was really just designed to be upgraded and left behind. And do you want to know the worst part? Want to know what really ties this entire shit-stained boat together? Is that despite all its shortcomings, I actually kind of like this thing. What? That's right, I tricked you. This video isn't going to be me dogging on Magrail for 8 minutes. I'm actually here to show you that it might not be as bad as you think, and that maybe, just maybe, it deserves a second chance. So listen up, I'm going to be teaching you how to actually use Magrail without dying instantly. Ready? Alright, first, we'll need to understand what Magrail is capable of. When running on a wall, press your augment bind to launch yourself for a boost of speed. This launch, unlike launch 1 and 2, cannot be aimed left or right whatsoever, but it can be aimed up or down in around a 30-degree range. This helps with getting a more desirable angle for when you find yourself wanting to cross a gap like this. This may seem inconsequential, but remember, there aren't any other ways to adjust, so we're going to take what we can get. And that's basically all Magrail can do in itself, but we do have tools from our base moveset at our disposal. Slide is one of the most versatile moves in the game, just in general, but it also helps so much for base mag, since it lets us get more speed, but it also adds a way for us to overcome the limitation of not being able to aim or relaunch, since if you instantly slide after launching, you can redirect your speed by jumping out of the slide in an almost 180-degree range. You can also choose not to jump out of the slide to get more speed, but this is risky since you need to have somewhere to land unless you just choose carefully when to jump out of it and when not to, and you'll be fine. One of the other problems we can overcome is with wall kick, another super useful move that can be used to jump out of the launch for a little bit of distance away from the wall. Since you can't aim the launch, wall kick allows you to get off the wall while still keeping most of our speed. This might not seem that useful, but getting that tiny bit away from the wall you launch from can help a ton in a surprising amount of situations. These two moves help with utilizing the speed you can get from the launch, and along with spamming afterboost, you can achieve some pretty damn high velocity. And with velocity, we unlock a whole other dimension. Up. Wall bounce is the final move I'll be covering in this mini tutorial, but unlike grappler or launch, base mag doesn't get any assistance for initiating the wall bounce. Grappler can pull to lead your velocity in the right way, and launch can just press E space, but all mag can do is, well, jump. But we'll make it work, and you can still get some pretty decent height if you have enough speed. Okay, that's cool and all that you can get that height, but it requires very specific circumstances. So you can't get that height anywhere like you can with a mag wave dash or an after boost gumpy. I mean, it's not like you can mag boing with base Magrail. That's right, it's actually possible to do mag boing with base Magrail by doing it in a coordinate like this. Just aim all the way up, launch, then wall bounce immediately. Remember to use an afterboost for better results. The timing can be tricky, but this is really versatile and lets you run comfortably in harder districts like Derwick. You know, it's kind of funny no one gave enough of a shit about base mag to have discovered this tech before. So I, Gnasham, am hereby coining this tech the raw mag boost, or raw mag boing, depending on who you're asking. Just put raw in front of it. And that's pretty much all there is to using the worst gear in Parkour Reborn. I didn't cover every minute thing, but I hope it was enough to get my point across that this thing isn't as bad as people say. You know, I wonder if instead of base grappler being the gear available in Alpha 1.0, what would have happened if it was base mag instead? Of course, there's no universe where the devs would have believed that mag was the more important gear to add first. But I mean, what if? I wholeheartedly think that base mag is leagues better than base grappler. And if we had mag instead this whole time, who's to say what the public opinion about base mag would have been? Just a thought. So up until I discovered everything I showed you in the tutorial earlier, I thought that this video was going to be like a haha gear bad, but what if I used it anyway type of video. But I genuinely think that base mag can be actually usable now. Like, it has it all. Speed, height, redirectability. Sure, you have to get a little crafty with it to get by, but it's actually not terrible. And, at least in my opinion, actually pretty fun to run with. All there's really left is to ask, why? Seriously, why? What circumstance could possibly call for using this thing? My first concept for this video was going to be like, you can run around gearless and get speed sometimes, and leave it at that. But with all I discovered, it just ends up being launch fail, but bad. It's not as fast, it's not as maneuverable, it's just not as good, so why in hell would you ever use it? If you're bored, I guess. I mean, who knows, maybe someone who's tired of all the gears gets a kick out of the limitations. I do recommend at least trying it again if you have all the parts for a second Magrail. Who knows what you'll think. The restrictions can be pretty fun, and getting good at something new is why I fell in love with this game in the first place. So you know what? Go out there and equip the worst gear in the game, and tell me if you love it or hate it in the comments. And until next time, sleep tight. Finally done. Holy shit, expect higher quality content soon, my ass. If you'd like to see more of this higher quality video essay type stuff, please let me know. It's fun to make, but it takes so long. Oh wait, yeah, I forgot to say, I hate you. You specifically. Unless you're part of the 4.6% of people who subscribe to me, then I don't hate you. But if you don't want me to hate you, you should probably go ahead and sub. Alright, video is over for real now. You're free to go.
No! No!